All right, so we'll get started at 3 after. I'm just going to be coughing a little bit today. It just kind of is what it is. And I have like no makeup on at all, not even tinted moisturizer, not even lip balm. I've got nothing on, so that's rare. And my hair is in like a messy bun, but like a actually dirty bun. It's not even just like a cute messy bun, it's just a mess. So it's who I am today. All right, so let's check the participants and see if we've got people joining. All right, I see Leslie. And we'll see who else has a chance to join before we get started. I'm actually going to disappear for a couple minutes because that just reminded me that I haven't taken medication that I need to take. So I'm going to go run and take a couple of pills while people join, and then we'll start at 1:03 in 3 minutes. I'll be right back.
Oh my God, Emerson. This is all your fault.
Okay, I'm back. And I took my pills. I was like, if I don't do it right this second, I won't remember for 2 more hours. All right. A couple more minutes before we get started. I know it takes people a second to join. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started because I want to talk about Facebook parties because there's like a few different ways that you can do Facebook parties. And there's kind of like upsides and downsides to all of it. And I don't know that I have incredibly strong opinions on how Facebook parties have to go, but I want to give you some of my like opinions and experiences and like some of the things that I've seen work and some of the things that haven't worked as well. And then that way you'll get kind of an idea of how some of the different Facebook party formats work and kind of like what they're used for. So that there are kind of like, in my mind, 2 basic types of Facebook parties. And one is going to be a like a hostess party or a like a launch party that's going to be a little more extensive. And that's usually about introducing new customers to LipSense and to Senegent's products. So that's like, I'm bringing all these people together, and ideally, I'm going to be introducing the product to them from scratch. And then there are my monthly VIP parties, and those are my existing customers. And every month I go back to them and say, here's what I have new for you this month. Whether it be new products, new promotions, different products that I featured the month before. This is what I have to offer you this month that's new and fresh and exciting for you. So I'm going to start out with the first type of party, which is like a Facebook either hostess or launch party. And for me, hostess and launch parties look really, really the same. And most of my hostess parties, either that becomes their launch party, or it is a person that I'm launching that we're actually, it's going to look like a hostess party to their customers. So a lot of times when I launch people, even if they've already signed up, like their customers don't know that the person signed up until the end of their party. And the reason that is well, for 2 reasons. One reason is people get really nervous when they're launching a business and they're like, ooh, what if nobody likes this? What if everybody hates it? What if, nobody wants to buy anything? They're worried about being embarrassed. So a lot of the times I'll take the pressure of that off of them by saying, okay, well, we're going to do this like you're just a hostess and I'm the distributor. And if it goes well, then you can announce to everybody that, you're going to sign up and that you're going to have your and that you're going to have your own distributorship and that you'll be their distributor from then on. And then the other reason is I actually kind of think that it almost goes a little better when somebody is coming to their friends and saying, I'm introducing you to the product because I love it, not necessarily because I want to sell it to you and make money off of you. So it almost like kind of eases the transition and establishes even a little more credibility. Sometimes when you go about launching a new person in a way where they just kind of look like the hostess until you get further into the party. So that was just kind of a side note on how I do that, because why my hostess parties and my launch parties, they look the exact same, like they always have. Like I don't do anything really different about them. So there are a couple different kinds of party formats that you can do. And the way that I used to do it was about a 5-day party, and we would like put out a lot of information for the first couple of days, do a bunch of games, put out, all the information and a lot of posts and things like that. But we didn't necessarily solicit a whole lot of sales until like day 3 or 4 or so. And then that is when we would really focus in on trying to get those sales locked down, get people to message their orders, follow back up with people who played the games and let them know like, hey, you won a $5 discount on your starter kit. So did you want to go ahead and redeem that and, get a color? So we did all of that. And then I would get all their orders in, mail them all out. And then while they were waiting on their order to come, we would continue to post about maybe other products that are in the product line, application tips and tricks, stuff about exfoliation, stuff about the tingle, like that kind of just product information that's really good to share during that time frame, like while there's kind of like downtime. And then once they all start receiving their products, then it's time to start asking for those selfies and like, get free shipping on your next order if you post a selfie to the group, that kind of stuff. And then even start like transitioning into the second order. Now for a hostess party, I'll usually offer a second order, like do a second order and then move on. But if it's somebody who's signing up, which most of mine do, then they go ahead and take over at that point and start talking about their own business and, whatever other products they like. So that was how it was. And it was like, honestly, by the time it was all said and done, like 8 or 9 days, right? Because we posted for a few days and then we like really dug in on getting those orders for a couple of days, filled the orders, mailed them out, waited till they got them, asked to do the selfies. Like this was a pretty long period of time. And it was a pretty high deal of maintenance. And even if you're using a posting app like Tiny Torch, who's doing the routine posts with you, you still have to do your selfie of the day. You still have to comment. You still have to reply. You still have to interact with all of those people. You have to keep up with it. And it's just a really long period of time to be keeping up with stuff like that. So I was actually introduced to a different party method, and I've been doing it for the last few months. And I really, really like it. It is way more simple. I just enjoy it. It's just a few days. So we add the people on like, say, Tuesday night. We welcome everybody, introduce ourselves, and then on Wednesday and Thursday, we make some of the product posts, but even that's way more simple. I don't fill up albums full of tons of information. I don't fill up albums with all of our products. I actually put maybe 8 graphics in there about lip sense. And I think that it's pretty much just the basics that you need to make a buying decision. What is it? How does it work? What does it cost? Money back guarantee. And then like maybe something about ingredients. maybe not. I pretty much don't. It's just, I don't like a non-issue and people ask me about it. So I put like, I put a very, very basic amount of information in one album, and then we welcome everybody, and then we do posts for a couple of days, like, you know, cute smudge test, the beauty insider video, Barbie's video with the wine glass. You know, we just do that kind of stuff. Like, we just build up how cool the product is. We don't necessarily like give them all the information in the world about SD40 alcohol. At that point, I'm not even talking about exfoliation, not really talking a whole lot about how to apply it. And I just give them information on why LipSense solves your problem. And that's literally for 2 days. And then on Thursday night, the hostess or the new launch person goes live, and I go live, and we demo the product, we talk about it, we post an album with the available colors for that party, and then they go through and claim them. So part of this environment right now is that we don't have a lot of colors generally for launch parties and hostess parties. Even if you're doing a party with somebody who has a lot of stock, if you're launching somebody else, like I generally don't offer like my entire stock to a new launch party, because I don't want to set the precedent that they're going to have, you know, 50 available colors at all times, because they're not going to. They're launching their business. They're starting from scratch. So after the launch party, they will have what they have managed to buy since they signed up. So the way that that works is during the first couple of days when we're posting about LipSense and we're talking about how cool it is, in pretty much every single post, I'm also saying something like, and don't forget, ladies, this stuff is flying off the shelves. I literally have 20 colors for every single person in this party. We're going to post them Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's when our party is. You want to be ready, you want to be online, and you want to jump in and claim your colors right away when we post them. So, man, we're like building it up, creating a ton of urgency, getting people excited, letting them know that there are 100 of you, there are 20 colors. That is all that we have for this party. So you need to be ready, ready, ready to go Thursday night at 7 p.m. So all of the posts we do, we reiterate the urgency, we reiterate the limited offering, and we reiterate when the party is, Thursday at 7 p.m. And make sure you put the time zone in there. That is really confusing for people, because if you're saying it's Thursday at 7 p.m. and they live in California and I live in Texas, it's an issue. So like, it's Facebook, they're everywhere. Put the time zone in. Sorry, bronchitis is awesome. So anyways, so for like 2 days, build it up. Lots of urgency, lots of excitement. Don't inundate them with all these like facts and these are all the ingredients and this is all the this and the that. It's just flashy, like the wine glasses, smudge tests, this or that, like the makeup before and after pictures. Maybe even throw up some pictures of some girls in some cute colors that you know you're going to have available during your party. Like if you know you have Sassy Z for your party, throw up some cute pictures of some cute girls with some Sassy Z and be like, oh, and I may have 2 of these for our party, but you better collect them fast because, you know, they're going to go quickly. So then on Thursday night, I have the hostess go first, and she generally welcomes everybody to the party, tells them hello. I tell them to keep it very short, like less than 5 minutes. People you just lose their attention. So I want them to welcome everybody, tell them hello, do a little drawing. Like maybe we had a game where they did the Like a Boss game and we drew somebody for a winner and they're going to like draw a winner. That'll draw people into watching the video if they have the chance to win a prize. So they're going to draw them into the video. They're going to keep it to 5 minutes. They're going to tell them everything they love about LipSense. They're going to rub their lips and be like, it's amazing. And then I come on and I do the next live video. I also do a drawing, and I always introduce myself and do the opportunity. So I tell them, I'm like, yeah, you know, I signed up about a year ago. I had like no intention of doing anything with this business whatsoever. And now I work for myself, making more than I ever made at the bank. And it's just crazy. And I'm so excited that I get to be here with you tonight and tell you a little bit about this. So I'm going to tell you about the product. So I do a little blurb about the opportunity. I don't spend 30 minutes talking their ear off about it. I just tell them basically I make a boatload of money and it's awesome. Holler at us if you want more information on selling it, because once you realize how much you love it, you will realize how much other people will love it. So I show it to the party with bare lips like I have right now, and I apply it live on camera. I tell them the hows and whys of application and a little bit about the product so they understand how and why it works. And then I do my little rub test, and then I'm like, okay, girls, give me 3 minutes. I'm going to put our album up, and then it's go time. Get ready to comment on your colors. And then I, end the live video, and then I put up their album right away. Like I have the colors already organized in a photo album in my phone before the party starts. Like I don't want to be like, okay, now I've got 20 colors. Let me go find my picture of Sassy Z. Let me go find this. Like people are waiting on you. So you need to have that organized in advance. And then as soon as I close my live video out, I create an album and I put all of the pictures in it. And then they go through and they just comment sold on the colors that they want. So another important thing that I want to point out is that during my demo, when I'm showing them how to apply it, I always talk about SEAT. So SEAT is SEAT, and that's how I demo our product. It is sold as a set. There is an exfoliation process. Here's how you apply it, and then that's when I do the live application and the tingle. And so when you do that, when they are then going through and picking out their colors, they know that one of those colors has to be a collection. So if they pick out 3 colors, they're getting 1 collection and 2 extra colors. And that's something that you do want to reiterate in the first couple of days, like the lead up posts, is that your first purchase is going to include a starter kit, 1 color of your choosing, a glossy gloss, and a remover. And then if you want to add other colors to your first order, that's awesome. And then I'll usually do some kind of little package where it's like the starter kit, and then there's like a deluxe kit, and then like a platinum kit where they get 1, 2, or 3 colors. So, and then when we do that, and then they just comment sold on those, and then they comment sold and their email address, actually. That's a really handy way to do it. I forget to do that sometimes though, and then my hostess and I end up having to like messenger them and ask them for their email address so we can create an invoice and send it to them. And you'll have to collect their email address and their shipping address. And then you invoice them, you send them their invoices. And if I am fronting stock for that, then I will pull all the colors that my hostess, that the new person who is launching sold, and send them to them to send out. Or if it's just a hostess party, then I get the orders ready and I send those out generally as quickly as possible. Like, I don't want to sit on them too long. I really want people to get those products quickly. And I do like to, after we have the party, follow up a little bit, post an application video, post a little bit about how our product will improve the overall condition of their lips, just some little bitty stuff to fill the time until they actually get their orders. And then I reach out to them and ask them to post selfies. But that's something that my hostess is going to do if she signed up for her own distributorship. And that's when she's really going to start to take over her party, is after the first order. That's when she takes over. And I participate, and I try to throw a selfie in every once in a while in my first lines groups. But right now, stock is so crazy, I'm hesitant to throw selfies into my customers or my downline customers groups because I don't know what colors they have in stock. So I don't want to be pimping out caramel apple in their group if they haven't had caramel apple in a month. So that's a really nice Facebook party format. It keeps it way simple. A couple days of posting, a couple cute live videos, create a ton of urgency, and then you collect all those orders in one night. And then what the hostess or the new distributor is responsible for is going back through their posts and seeing if there were people who commented or showed interest who did not order during the party. And then she's going to go back to those people and send them a message and ask them, hey, oh my gosh, girl, the party's going on tonight. Some of the colors have been claimed, but I know we can find a great one. Want me to help you find the color? So she needs to go back through and make sure that everybody showed interest ordered, or that they got contacted to make sure that they don't miss out on it. So what else is going on? I mean, it's like short. It's like a 3-day time period. It's way easier than knocking yourself out for 10 days. That's really extensive. And I have not seen that I actually get equal results either way between a 10-day party and a 3-day party. I'm like, I'm not going to kill myself for 10 days if the results are the same as a 3-day party. So I like that format. You just have to be really positive, upbeat, create urgency, and be very clear in your posts when the launch party is, what they can expect, make sure they know they need to be there to collect their colors. And when you're doing the timing of these, I always recommend it being like an evening, like of a weeknight, kind of late, to be honest. Most people are doing bedtime, bath time between 5 and 7 p.m. 7 p.m. is really the earliest I would do it. I might do it at 8, maybe even 9, after the kids have gone to sleep, or I do them on Sunday evenings between like 5 and 7, because a lot of people kind of eat dinner early on Sundays, and they can generally kind of log on because they're around the house at that time. So it's kind of quiet on Sunday evenings at my house at least, and generally works pretty well. So the other type of party that I do is called a flash party. Feel like you're rushing information. Well, you may be giving too much information. Like, how much information are you giving? How many posts a day? Are you telling them everything about all the things? Like, I'm literally just posting flashy information that's like cute videos of how it works and the problems that it solves. Like, I'm not discussing ingredients. I'm not really discussing like any of that. I used to do the same thing. I used to tell them everything about everything. And that's why my parties were like 5 days long. So I actually found out that people really don't need that much information to buy a $25 lipstick. As a matter of fact, sometimes people get really lost in the details when you start talking about ingredients and things like that, and gloss. And I do like to talk about how our gloss is made of shea butter and vitamin E, and that it's designed specifically to permeate the lip color and hydrate the lip from the inside out. So they may see less lines in their lips and better hydrated lips the longer that they use our product. So that's a good selling point, right? But then I don't necessarily like get into the stuff about wax and synthetic beeswax and natural beeswax and stuff like that unless somebody asks. Because what I found is that when I start talking about ingredients specifically, I introduce objections. Like, they didn't even know they objected about the ingredients until they read the list and saw parabens, or they read the list and saw acrylates or whatever, and they think, oh, acrylic, that's paint, that's terrible, that's horrible, I can't put that on my lips. Like, I've actually found that unless somebody asks me, most of the time I don't discuss ingredients at all. And when I post about ingredients, people ask questions, and I am no chemist. So I really don't want them to ask me questions about ingredients, not because I think there's anything bad in our products, but because I just am not a chemist. Like, I don't look at the back of my shampoo bottle. I don't look at the back of my toothpaste. I just use it. So I don't really want to answer those questions. So I have pared down the actual posts for those parties to really just flashy, fun, like Beauty Insider video, Barbie's videos, cute pictures of people like, here's my makeup before putting on my lip color, and here it is after, and here's your smudgy wine glass, and here's my pretty clean one. Like, I've just really kind of boiled it down to pretty advertisements, reiterating the 100% money back guarantee, exchange policy, all of that good stuff, and making sure they know how much it costs, that it's sold as a set, when the party is actually going to be. So I think, Heather, that you might be able to really pare down the type of information you're getting into your party early on. And then one thing you could also do is shift some of that until after you've taken the order. So if you're putting a lot of time on how to apply exfoliation, a lot of that kind of stuff, you can actually address that after the order has been placed, when they're in the limbo between I placed my order and now I'm waiting for my product. Like, that's a good time for that. So So I like doing it that way. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about that you'll probably hear more about when I talk about my monthly VIP parties is I do what's called a flash party for my VIP parties. So the only thing that I do for my VIP parties is literally like 3 hours on a Sunday night. And all of my posts go up within the first, 10 to 15 minutes. I don't drag them out over 3 hours because nobody is going to be checking back on your party for 3 hours straight on a Sunday night. They won't. I promise you. That's too much. I won't do it. I wouldn't even check on my own party for 3 hours on a Sunday night. I'd kill myself. So I actually schedule my posts in advance. I post all of my party posts within the first 15 minutes. I tell them how many party posts there are. Post 1 of 24, post 2 of 24, post 3 of 24, etc. So they know that they saw all the posts if they want to. And the actual party is like on the little Facebook event, like the little scheduler for like 3 hours. But what that means is all of my posts went up within the first 15 minutes. And then I'm going to use that 3 hours to interact with my customers, invoice them, get their payments collected, ask them questions if I had questions about their order, maybe try to do a little upselling. Like if I get a order from a regular customer, I may ping her back and be like, hey girl, I don't think I've sold you a gloss recently. How are you doing on gloss before I get this sent out to you? And 9 times out of 10, they're fine. But then 1 time out of 10, they'll be like, oh yeah, I had totally meant to order a new gloss. I can't find mine. Or I'm pretty low actually. Why don't you go ahead and send me one since I'm already paying for shipping or I have free shipping or whatever. So that 3-hour time period, I don't have a lot of activity going on as far as like me posting and doing things. All that happens in the first few little minutes of that party to get all of that out there. And then for that 3-hour period, I'm commenting, responding, asking questions, doing invoices. I may even be going ahead and packaging up their orders as they order things so that way I can get it out the door first thing the next morning. And so my VIP party deals are good for 24 hours. So if somebody logs on later that night or the next morning, they just missed the whole thing. If there are products left, they're welcome to redeem the party order special within 24 hours. And I also use that time period to reach back out to folks who RSVP that they were coming to my event and then didn't place an order. So I'll just check in with them. Hey, I wanted to make sure you saw that the thing went down. Let me know if you needed anything. If not, here's a link to the group where the stuff is posted at. So I use that time to do that. And then that is it for those parties. Those parties are very focused on product because those are my established customers. And the only thing I do in advance of that is I do like 1 lead up post a day about 5 days till our VIP party. Don't miss it. The only promotions all month. 4 days till our VIP party. I have a new product to share with you. I've never seen this before. I'm so excited. 3 days to our VIP party. Don't forget to be there right on time. I've got a doorbuster deal. And that could be like a little free gift with purchase or something. Like if they order within the first hour, they get a free little whatever. And I really like doing stuff like that because promotions are not about changing the price. Promotions are about creating urgency. So my whole party is all about creating urgency and getting these people to order right now. I want you to get off the fence, make an order right now. I'm going to take all of these sales in one night. I'm going to get them all out the door the next day, and then my sales are on lock for the rest of the month. So those are really the different Facebook party formats. You've really got like the nice long one where you're putting out tons of information over like sometimes a 5-day period. There's a shorter one where you condense it down into just a couple of days and then do a couple live videos, post an album, and make it like urgent and quick and snappy and yay and exciting. And, really capitalize on all that excitement. And then there's an even shorter party format, which is like the VIP party format, and that's only a couple-hour window. I don't really recommend that for new customer launches or new distributor launches or hostess parties, because if you're just introducing somebody to the product brand new, I feel like that's too fast. So even though I've condensed the other one down to like a couple-day period, I think that it probably takes a little time to kind of absorb the information. and create the urgency and enough to get them to show up to the live party, right? Because I get a lot of invites on Facebook. It takes a lot to get me excited enough to like put on my calendar to show up to a Facebook party Thursday night at 7 p.m. So I think you actually do need a little time to establish that. Like, I don't think you're just going to put that out there and people are going to show up. So I think it takes a couple of days of proving to them how exciting the product is before you're going to be able to get that live party bump in and get people convinced that they, want to take time out of their schedule to be sure that they show up for it. So I'm going to pop over to the chat really quick and see if I missed any other questions.
I had a question really quick. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay. So what do you do if one of the customers is like, oh, I don't get paid until like the 17th and the party ends on the 10th? Do you like hold that color for them, or?
Not if somebody else claims it. I'm like, okay, girl, if you really want it in a week, you can definitely holler at me. I don't know. I guess it depends. I don't know that I really have a hard and fast rule. I hate to turn away a sale, but I would not be turning away somebody who can pay for a color today for somebody who may or may not be doing a color in a week. So the other issue is with that is if you're doing a hostess party and you're trying to calculate your hostess benefit, like I would not be calculating my hostess benefit based on a sale I haven't received the money for. And then you're like, okay, hostess, well, I'm going to need to wait like another week because this girl may or may not be paying me for a color. So I might invite them to contact me when they get paid, and I would be happy to see what I have in stock at that point and get them an order out right away. And I might even make a note to follow back up with them, but I don't know that I would let them claim colors out of the party away from other people who are ready to pay to do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I always come off like I'm super mean. I'm really not super mean, but I think that sometimes we get in trouble being super nice and then kind of like hurting ourselves in the long run, because my experience has been the folks were like, oh, well, I can't do it this week. I'll come back and do it next week. It usually doesn't pan out. Like maybe one out of 3 times they actually follow back up. So I don't want to hold a color back from somebody who's ready. Or be like, hey girl, why don't we have you a party? We could do that too.
I asked her if she wanted to also. Like, we could all just, throw you a party. And she's like, well, I don't know. And so, I don't know.
It's like, well, it's like, if you have a sale in a week from now, this party's going to be over by then, so it won't count as credit towards this party. But it could, you could sign up to do a party, and that would count towards your hostess's benefit. So it's like, even though you can't buy today, you can still do something that will impact your hostess's rewards positively.
Right.
Sorry about the awkward coughing today, guys. Okay. So do y'all have other questions about the Facebook party formats that I use? So I have a challenge for you. If you haven't done a shorter party, and if you haven't done shorter parties with like live demos, to bite the bullet and do it for your next one that you can, and just try it out. So it's very simple, because you can sit down with your tiny torch or your posting app and just design 2 days worth of posts, maybe 5 posts each day that are cute and snappy and upbeat and like, this is why Lip Sense is amazing, and just talk about all the things that you think is fabulous about it, and then leave off any of the other random stuff. Like, don't get into the weeds on ingredients and wax and like even exfoliation and tingle and all that stuff. You can address that later. Just focus about all the reasons that they think it's amazing, and schedule some posts that have colors that you're going to have available for that party. Like, if you accidentally double ordered Bella like I did, I'm like, Bella, because I have a ton of it right now because 2 of my orders submitted and I didn't know the first one went through. So I'm like pimping that out like crazy. So schedule 2 days worth of posts, and then I just leave it as mandatory. I'm like, so you're the hostess, so you're going to go live first. You're going to do a quick drawing from this contest that I did on day 1. You're going to talk about why you love the product, what problems it solves for you, and what your favorite colors are. Maybe if you have a wish list, how much fun you've had. You're going to keep it to less than 5 minutes. Try to interact with people if they're on. Don't worry if they're not. They'll come back and watch it later. Make sure to tell them that. Make sure to tell them that they're not to freak out if nobody is watching them besides you. And tell them to keep it short. And then they hang up, and then you jump on live. You do a quick little spiel about opportunity and hosting parties. And then you do seat, sold as a set, exfoliation, how to apply, tingle. And you do the application live. I do it live. I have my lip gloss, I have my color, I have my remover. I show them what the remover is. I don't use it, but I show them what the remover is. I apply my lip color right there, and then I rub my fingers across it, and I impress everybody with that. And then I'm like, okay, in 3 minutes, the products, the albums are going to go up. Don't go away. Just keep refreshing. I'll post them in just a second. And then that's when I post an album with the products that are available for that party. And then I just let them comment, sold in their email address or whatever to get those. And then I reach out to them for their shipping address, set them up for their little email invoice, and send them out that night. Or the hostess does it if she's signing up. All right. Well, I'm going to keep this one short so I can just go cough in peace. All right. I hope y'all have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you for coming. I hope you found some useful information in here on some new Facebook party formats. Bye, guys.